Hey, what's up, YouTube? Today I want to talk about something very sensitive that I hope will not have me crying on YouTube because if I start, then I have to stop the video for obvious reasons. Well, what I want to talk about today is the fact that tomorrow is Mother's Day, or basically it's Mother's Day weekend, and it couldn't be a less happy Mother's Day. Um, This stupid coronavirus thing has basically got everything to the point where you can't go anywhere. There's nothing open along the way. I think there would be gas stations, but as far as food, you pretty much have to just get almost all the way to your destination and pick something up and bring it there. So you're kind of in trouble as far as traveling, but hopefully that'll change very soon. But as a result of all that, I cannot be with my mother on Mother's Day. And that's what I want to talk about is the fact that although I am not a mother, and I'm glad I can never become a mother, I really do value the bond that I have with my mother. But unfortunately, life has just made it to where I can't be with her. And it just has me really sad on Mother's Day and kind of desperate to think about anything but that. Um, it's just a long story as to why I have to be with my dad as opposed to my mom. Um, and it has a lot to do with the fact that I have medical issues and, I just can't get certain doctors and medications and insurance if I live with her. So basically, I'm stuck with him. I don't like it. And I can't go see my mom because you can't really travel with all that's going on. And my little sister is 28 now, and she doesn't have anything to do with my mom, and that's another long story, which I personally do not understand. The mere fact that my mom did not kill her, all those times that, as I've stated before, she peed and pooped in her clothes when she was well past potty training, like we're talking about more than a decade past potty training in some cases. That in and of itself means that she ought to worship the very ground that my mother walks on. And if anything, she was my mom's favorite. I was sort of like that square peg that she was trying to fit in a round hole called normalcy. So, um, but if I could, I would be with my mom today. And I have been in the past on Mother's Day. But it's just kind of hard to work it out with everything that's going on. And this is not the first Mother's Day that I've been away from her. Like I said, the year 2016 is very reminiscent of this. This year reminds me a lot of 2016 in that I was recovering from a hysterectomy, and as a result, I couldn't do a lot of things. I didn't necessarily have to stay in like I was quarantined, but there was a lot I didn't and couldn't do during that time, and this is very similar. Um, and one of the things I was unable to do was be with my mom during that time because I was recovering. And that's another thing, I couldn't have had that done if I were living with my mom. So, it's all about medical insurance and other things. Doctors, and, she pretty much lives in a place where the medical care is just not what it is over here. And that's why, even if I were to find a way to go to my mom's house very soon, I'd probably have to come back very quickly. Because my dad's got this idea that if I get the coronavirus or COVID or whatever, that I need to be with the doctors that can treat me. And I just kind of roll my eyes at that because, as I've stated before, if I get one cold per year, that's a bad year. Um, and of course, like I said, who really gets colds in the summer? So, um, it's just ridiculous what all's going on. And it also, more than ever, it just makes me so angry that my parents are divorced. They haven't lived in the same house together for 15 years. And personally, I think there's no logical reason for them to be divorced. I just don't see anything. My dad's the one that filed. He's the one that left, not my mom. She'd still be with him today. if that were possible. But of course, they don't have a very good relationship now because they're divorced. And, she hates him now, but only because he divorced her. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like if he wouldn't have divorced her, she would have tolerated him and lived with him forever, until their dying day. So, um, basically, I don't see any logical reason for them to be divorced. I don't see where either one of them are happier and better off because they're divorced. Financially, they're a lot worse off. Like my dad could be retired right now and not living in a dumpy ass apartment if he would have stayed with my mom in the house that they built together. He could be retired. Um, we could just be doing so much better financially. And, I think our lives would have been a lot better had they just stuck it out and stayed together. So, yeah, I hate being away from my mom on Mother's Day. And I will hurry up and end this video so that I don't go off on a tangent that will have me in tears.